It's Brandon Lewis here, and many of you have been watching me, following me for years. So I'm going to take a risk with you, and I'm going to give you a message straight from the heart about the 7th Annual Painting Profit Summit and exactly what you can expect after I've been running this thing for several years. I'm going to strip out all the salesmanship, and I'm just going to talk and teach to you as if we were drinking a beer, having a conversation, and if you were asking me a lot of questions. So here we go. Number one, running a painting business can be a day-to-day struggle. I did it. I've helped hundreds do it. I've interviewed intimately thousands of painting contractors. I know what it's like. It's not easy. Many of you are wearing all the hats. I mean, all of them. Estimator, operations manager, receptionist, bookkeeper, gopher. Getting in there, using the brush, using the sprayer, because you have to sometimes. I know it's challenging. For others, you've got lots of direct reports. You've got estimators, you've got operations managers, you've got assistants in the office, and you've got this organization that you've built with dozens of painters, and it's eating your lunch, and it's very difficult. And here's the worst part. You can work and work and work like hell, and at the end of the year, you don't even know how much money you made, perhaps, or you're running some big, huge company that on the outside looks great. There's lots of vans on the road, looks pretty, great office, but the profits are like 7, 10, 15% instead of the 30% cash flow to owner that it needs to be, that I see it being for very large companies and small ones. And there are a few things maybe that some of you are doing well and you're really excelling, like you're at the tippy top of your game. And out of 100 painting contractors, you'd be in the top 0.5%. And you're just like, I'm driven. I want to do better. Well, the average attendee at the Painting Profit Summit is about 1.7, and we'll have folks that are as big as 25 million, 30 million, all the way down to startups. There's someone in this group that you can learn from. And so, people don't talk about this a lot, but it's lonely at the freaking top running your painting business, because who can you talk to? Your spouse is probably fed up of hearing about it, and they don't really understand it unless they work with you. And if they work with you, sometimes you don't want to talk about it after work. You can't talk to your competitors about it because you don't want to give too much away, and also you don't really want to talk to your competitors about it because most of them are not doing very well financially. And I know this because I've done so many assessments, like 2,500. They're not doing well, but they're not going to tell you that. And so there's this echo chamber of bad advice. And you feel like, well, I'm just going to work in isolation forever. I'm this one-man army. I'm this one-man firefighter, and I'm going to work and work and work. And if I just work harder, next year's going to be the good year. But then the next year comes, the next year goes, and sometimes the decades come and go, and you're just not where you want to be. And the struggle is the same. Everybody has the same problem. It doesn't matter if it's hiring, recruitment, marketing, operations, paperwork, organization, personality, managing your painters, leadership. It's the same. All that you think that every painting company has a completely different set of circumstances and every one of them is just completely unique and different. I'm here to tell you they're almost identically the same because the functions are the same. You do the same things over and over again. And so you can spend forever reinventing the wheel, or you can just like ask somebody like who's figured that part of the business out how they did it. Now, iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens his friend. And when you get in a room with people that are accomplished and have made amazing things happen and who have your best interest at heart and who are willing to openly share how they've done things, it changes you. Not only does it change you, I mean, you just discover that many of your perspectives are not proper, are not reality, and that there is a way out, and there are more things you can achieve. And that's why I'm inviting you to the 7th Annual Painting Profit Summit. I want you to be there. You know, Zig Ziglar once said that when you're selling something, it's a transference of emotion. And you really have to believe in your heart of hearts that it is in your client's best interest, or in your case, your best interest, to come to this event. And I believe that with every fiber of my being. And I'll tell you why. I have seen the broke become wealthy. I have seen the burned out set aflame again. I'm not kidding. People barely making anything 3 years later, 2 years later, building their dream home, sending their kids to better schools, driving better cars. And with a man in particular, or a woman who owns a business, your self-esteem is greatly affected by whether or not your business is doing well. And at this event, I've just watched light bulbs go off. I've seen relationships made. I've seen breakthroughs happen. I've seen spouses who work together get excited and serious about their painting business again. So why does this event produce so many dramatic results? And I'll talk to you about this later, but we've got hundreds of testimonials. You can go look on our YouTube channel over the years of painting contractors talking about why they keep coming back to this event and how it's changed their business. So what's the secret? Okay, if this event does such an amazing thing, well, what makes it happen? Well, I'll tell you what makes it happen. Number one, it's direct training material and tools being given at my instruction, which is a little bit of the event, not very much at all, almost exclusively the pre-day. I'll get into the details here in a moment. But it's hearing from other owners about how they have specifically solved problems or discovered opportunities from a perspective that you can relate to. This event is like 85% peer-driven. Like when you come to my event outside of the pre-day, it's not Brandon Lewis. You hear from me all the time. You've got countless hours of YouTube. Many of you that are members, you've got all kinds of modules and tools, everything else you can possibly imagine. But at this event, I want you to hear from your own people, and not only from your own people in a classroom setting, but in a more intimate peer group setting. And we're going to do things a little differently this year than we've done previously. I think we're going to keep the best aspects of it and perhaps add a little more to it. So let's run through the agenda, okay? The first thing that happens when you get to the Painting Profit Summit is we're having a hiring and recruitment pre-day. The number one or number two thing that I always hear people complain about or say that they struggle with is hiring and recruitment. Yet, when I ask them how much time and energy they're spending on it, if they look past over the last 30 days and how much money they're investing, it's like hardly anything. And if you only spent a few hours and a few dollars painting a house and you came back and looked at it, there wouldn't be much painted. You have to use new tactics, new strategies. The job boards are all but dead. The days of posting an ad on Craigslist and watching the phone ring off the hook are over. And I'll talk about this specific aspect, which is an optional pre-day training, later on. If you scroll down the page, if you're on our event page, you'll see me break down what we're going to talk about in great detail. But some of you don't struggle with hiring and recruitment, so maybe that won't be a good fit for you. But for those of you who do and who want to maybe just get better at it, we're going to have 4 years. It may seem like 4 years. We're going to have 4 days of hands-on 4 days. We're going to do 4 hours. I'm not re-recording this. We're going to do 4 hours of hands-on training, and you'll walk away with done-for-you toolkits, things that I know have been proven in the field to work over and over again when they are worked. Like I said, I'm doing this straight from the heart. If we were having a beer and I messed up, I'd just keep going. That's what I'm going to do here. So we start off with that, right? And that's on Thursday from 1 to 5 p.m. So you come in, check your bags in. You're going to go to the pre-day, and that'll run from 1 to 5 p.m. Then we've got a 2-hour break, and at 7 p.m., we have a welcome reception, and it's going to be in the Westin Hotel, and it's a fantastic hotel. I'll talk about that later. And we just all get together. I typically have some live music, and it's just fun. I mean, people just mob one another to talk about painting. And it's not just mobbing each other to talk about painting. A lot of folks have been going to this event for 6 years, and this will be their 7th year. And they love each other, and they care about each other, and they've made friendships, and they love seeing each other. It's just amazing camaraderie. It's kind of like a family reunion that also focuses on business. It's just an amazing environment. We get up the next day bright and early. Don't stay out too late. 8 a.m., we just get right into it. I mean, I make the trains run on time. When we get in on time, we get out on time. I'm kind of a taskmaster. I'm going to stay on time. And so we get there, and you're going to hear from people like that run painting businesses that have like 100+ painters. And they're going to talk to you about how do you hire, recruit, and retain the best. We're going to hear from people that had a very small, struggling painting business that wasn't very profitable, and now it's grown to 2 or 3 times the size, and their life's a lot better, and things are running a lot more smoothly. We're going to also hear from some people that have turned around some very large, unprofitable businesses to see huge, multiple $100,000 swings in their income. It's hard to turn around a big business. It's one of the hardest things to do. When you got lots of staff, it's difficult and challenging. You're going to hear from those folks, and you're also going to hear on a wide variety of other topics. And this is going to be straight from owners. We have a networking lunch that Friday. We get to see one another. We've got some amazing vendors that are going to be there. I would not really even call them vendors. They're like people that have supported our organization for years now. Folks that can bring to you the products and the services that you need to really help solve problems in your painting business and to beat your competitors and to be a better business owner. Okay? From that lunch break, we then break out into peer groups. What happens when you break out into peer groups? We put you with other painters that are of a similar size, people that are going through the same stage of business, so that you can collaborate. Now, typically, we had specific hot seats where you talked about your biggest challenge and your biggest struggle, and then you worked on those, and you've got about 22 minutes with all of the group helping you. We're going to do it a little bit different this year. You're still going to be in the same peer groups, but we're going to do a survey to determine what the biggest challenges and problems are so that we can actually focus on those and allocate more time to those specific topics. So that's going to be a little bit different this year. So that'll go on till 5 o'clock, then we take a break, and then at 7 o'clock on Friday, we go to the Academy Awards dinner. I love this. This is where we get to recognize people that have really kicked you-know-what in business. People that have increased their income, gone after more commercial work, tapped into the resources of their past clients, improved their sales processes, brought on key hires, made it through a difficult time or a transition. I mean, we've had some folks go from $300,000 and struggling to $3-something million and doing great and even better. And I've been able to watch that incremental improvement over the years, and it's just been very rewarding. Now, make sure you bring, if you're a guy, bring a suit jacket. And if you want to dress up in a suit, I'll be dressing up in a suit. A lot of our other members do that. If it's ladies, it's pantsuit and or dress. I think it's important in our industry that we actually dress up, that we realize that we are professionals, that we are entrepreneurs. Many of us do a lot better than lawyers, doctors. We're doing quite well financially. We manage large organizations, or we manage small ones, but we do very well. And I think it's important that we bring a little bit of formality and a little bit of professionalism back. It's just a wonderful event. We have great food. It's just a fun, fantastic evening. And I think you'll enjoy it. The women in particular seem to really love it because we don't do much of that in the painting industry. The next day, we get up in the morning, and I'm going to make a special announcement here. I'm going to try to put on another workout class. We were able to do that last year. I'll try to get that on the agenda. We'll do a circuit training class because that can accommodate the most people, and I'm going to figure out how to make that happen, figure out how to make that a reality. So we're going to do a circuit training class. I hope if we had the facilities for it and I can pull it off. And so we'll get up even super earlier, but at 8 o'clock we start again with the general session where you're hearing from your peers. We'll do another networking lunch where you get to spend time with our vendors and our sponsors, and we even do that throughout the day. And then we're going to break up into our peer groups, and then we wrap things up about 5 o'clock. So it's a 3-day event, but about 2.5 days of programming, and that's if you choose the optional pre-day. Okay, guys. Took all the salesmanship out of it and just told you exactly what happens. I've been doing this a while. You've been listening to me a while. Let's just have a direct conversation. So another question that people often have is the event location cool? I am biased. This is in my hometown, Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is often referred to as the Boulder, Colorado of the South. We got hiking, we got camping, we got beautiful mountains, we got hang gliding, we got caving, we got whitewater rafting, all within about an hour drive. But right next to the hotel, you can walk out the door of the hotel, and you've got great restaurants, You walk about 2 or 3 blocks down the road, you've got Main Street, we've got breweries, we've got distilleries, we've got shopping, we've got tourist attractions. The Tennessee Aquarium voted the best in customer satisfaction in the nation. We got riverboat tours, we've got duck tours, carriage rides. I mean, we do a lot of tourist dollars here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, because it is a great destination to come to. And the Westin Hotel is in a beautiful building and has recently been remodeled yet again. If they had left it alone, it still would have been beautiful. And it's just well done. And the Westin has been ranked one of the best for guest services in the nation time and time again, because it's ran by a friend of mine who does a really good job in the hotel business, and he doesn't take no mess. He expects excellence. And so it's just a fantastic place. Now, are the people nice? I think this is an important question too. I understand that this is supposed to be shot like a movie commercial or something, but I'm just so tired of that. I'm just telling you exactly how it is. The people are freaking nice. People are so warm and welcoming, and a lot of folks are people of faith, and it's just wonderful. I mean, they take people underneath their wing and they help them. And it's fun, and you might think, well, what if I show up and I'm struggling? Is it going to be, are people going to laugh at me? Are people going to look down on me? No, they absolutely do not. And we're here to help. I mean, we're really here to help. Everybody is just so engaging and fun. It's just amazing. And it's just every year it gets better. Last year, I think, was the best one we've ever had because the relationships just get stronger and stronger year after year. So let me tell you a tale of two painting businesses. And this is really why I do this. And I hesitate to even mention this, but I think this just gets right to the point of it. I saw a post on Facebook the other day where somebody was talking about how they were going out of business and the painting industry just wasn't for them. And they had tried, and they appreciated all the support that they had gotten from the staff and from their customers and yada, yada, yada. But they were going to go out of business, and I could not have written it myself, because this is kind of what I've always said, tongue in cheek, but it is absolutely true because it happens every time. They said, we will have pressure washers and painting equipment and vans for sale. We will post it on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and whatever else, so be on the lookout for that. It's a rummage sale of assets, like physical assets, which aren't worth hardly anything in a painting business, after years and years of effort. And I looked at that, and I just want to jump up and down and scream and say, no, 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 it doesn't have to be that way. Although that is the typical way most painting businesses exit after decades and decades of an owner investing his blood, sweat, and tears into the business. Now, I've helped about 24 painting businesses, either hands-on, or in my cold program, get their companies ready to sell, working hands-on with owners, and then they sell them for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, I just worked myself out of a job this year. I will be able to recognize somebody who sold their business with my help this year at the Painting Profit Summit to move to a better state. And so it breaks my heart that people are in this industry and somehow, some way, they have been fed the lie that you can't make a lot of money, that you can't have work-life balance, that it's not noble, that it's not worth doing, and that somehow the reason they're not succeeding is not because of them or the way they're running their business, but rather the industry. And it's just not true. I made a lot of money when I sold my business, and a lot of other people have, and I'm absolutely proud to tell people that I ran a painting business, and I still do. And you should be too. And at this event, you'll surround yourself with other people who can help you get to where you want to get, and I'll help you too. And that's just the bottom line. So you can have your results or you can have your excuses, but not both. Some of you will watch this video and you won't like me because I say things too plainly. Others won't like it because I'm a redneck. Some people won't like it because they just don't believe anything, because they want to have a better life, but they don't want to change anything they're doing. They don't want to change anywhere they go. They don't want to change the people they surround themselves with. They don't want to change their mindset in any way. They basically just want a pass on why they're not where they want to get. And so instead of like changing their behavior or way of thinking, they've got to project their shortcomings somewhere else. We'll just put them on me. That's fine. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But for those of you who understand honesty and sincerity and logic and reason when you hear it, I would like you to join me at this event. And I don't think there are any accidents in life. I don't. I do not. Not a one. And I think some of you are watching this to the end here, and you're like, I think this is something I need to go do. And I think it would be one of the best decisions you ever made. I truly believe that. 100%. So, I hope that you come join me. And for those of you who are doubting Thomases, like you gotta stick your hands in the nail holes. I understand I can be one of those too. You know, if you go to the event page, there's a video there that has lots of testimonials from people that have come to the Painting Profit Summit last year. Now, you can go on YouTube, our channel, and you can look for Painting Profit Summit and scroll down, and you'll see a similar video from every year we've ever done this. Watch them. These are not paid actors. These are painting contractors. And painting contractors tend to be pretty straightforward most of the time. And if they're ever going to fool anybody, they're mainly just fooling themselves. And so they tend to be honest, and don't take my word for it. Listen to what they have to say. Tell me what you think. So that's it, guys. 7th Annual Painting Profit Summit. Worst promotional video ever. You just get on here and ramble and tell people the truth. We will see if it works or not. I hope that you come join us. I enjoy doing this every year. It is my favorite time of year. Not that it's not a lot of work. Boy, is it ever. Not that it is not stressful. Boy, is it ever. But as the years have gone by, what I have realized is it really isn't on me to make this a fantastic, amazing event, although I do my very best. What happens and what has happened over the years is our members and our attendees have made this a fantastic, wonderful event, and our supporters and our sponsors have made this an amazing event, and it's just fun. There are hardly any events in the painting industry, period. I don't think there is a substitute for surrounding yourself with other people who do what you do for a living, who are good at it. I just don't think there's an exception. I don't think there's a replacement. I just don't think there is, because I've been in those situations myself. And it's just fun. I just light up when I get to see everybody, because I can't see everybody all year long. And people can't come see me all the time. It's impractical because I work with people all over the nation, and Canada and Australia and United Kingdom and etc. So it should be fun. And if you want to get tickets, paintersacademy.com/summit, paintersacademy.com/summit. If you look in the notes section here or the comments section, if you see this on social media, you will see a link to get tickets, or at least learn more about it. We do have virtual tickets, and we do have live tickets. I probably shouldn't have mentioned this at the end, but if you get virtual tickets, you get everything that happens at the live event, but I actually conduct the hot seats personally the following week. So the following week, I put the hot seats peer groups together the following week, and I conduct those via Zoom, and you can see that on the page. And I'm not going back to re-record this video just to put that in there. So hopefully some of you watch this to the end. You know what? We answer the phone here, 423-800-0520, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 423-800-0520. Call and ask questions. This is not some big pyramid scheme. We're not some large corporation. We're just a handful of folks, me, Jennifer, and John, and a few folks that work on specialized services that we offer here at the Painters Academy. And we just help painting contractors run better businesses. And this is one of the biggest and best ways that we do it, and we've been doing it for years. And the reason people keep coming and the reason it keeps growing is because it's offering a lot of value, and it's very fun. That's all I've got. I've wandered on, mumbled for too long, but I just wanted to be real with you about this. And I hope that I get to meet some of you who have been watching my YouTube channel for years, who have been reading my emails, etc. Come see if I'm the real deal. If you keep your expectations low, you will not be disappointed. All right, guys. Brandon Lewis here, 7th Annual Painting Profit Summit. I hope to see you there. Love you. Mean it. Take care. Talk to you next time.